Earlier this month, actor Akshay Kumar shared a really disturbing story. He was at a press conference and he told the story about how his 13-year-old daughter was at home playing video games when another player who was chatting with her asked her to send him nude photographs. Kumar said basically his daughter received a message saying, "Are you male or female?" And when she said, "I'm female," the person said, "Can you send me a nude photograph of yours?" Now, luckily, the young girl switched off the game and went and told her mother about it. But this brings us to a very disturbing question. Video games that are being used to groom or to chat with young children by sexual predators, and how we can keep our children safe. Now, specifically in this video, I'm going to talk to you about Roblox and how parents need to be really vigilant if their children are playing Roblox and whether or not Roblox is really safe. So remember, like, share, subscribe. Let's get straight to it. Roblox is one of the most popular gaming platforms in the world right now. It has apparently 111 million daily users and it's facing intense scrutiny and lawsuits in the United States for not being safe for children. Now, we understand 40% of those users are under the age of 13. In October this year, 30 families filed lawsuits in the US against Roblox, accusing it of failing to protect children from grooming, sexual exploitation, and abduction. Now, these lawsuits all allege that sexual predators used Roblox to meet underage users, in many cases pretending to be children themselves, and to lure them into other platforms. So, ask them to move the conversation to either Discord or Snapchat, where the abuse actually escalated. Now, a lot of this information is available on a website called Top Class Actions, and the sources of all of the video is in the description, so you can read through all of it if you need to. But what these lawsuits effectively said was the modus operandi, or the pattern that was happening, was predators would join Roblox and enter chat rooms pretending to be children by declaring their own age to be 11 or 10 or 12. They would befriend other children using the in-game chat features. Once trust was built, they would persuade the child to continue that chat or to move the chat onto apps like Discord or Snapchat, which has far weaker moderation. And also, in some cases, the chats are not saved, so parents can't read it later. Now, once this was done, predators would start requesting explicit photographs, videos, in some cases, offering rewards like Robux, which is the currency that is used inside of Roblox to buy things. In some cases, they would give them the currency beforehand and then threaten to stop giving them currency if they stopped sending those photographs. There are documented cases where predators have even convinced these children to meet them in person, leading to kidnapping or abuse. Now, before I read further, I want to put out a trigger warning because this next portion will involve abduction and abuse of children. Now, these are real cases that have been reported. In California, in July this year, parents in California filed a lawsuit claiming their 11-year-old daughter was groomed and sexually assaulted after meeting a stranger from Roblox. According to the complaint, the predator moved the conversation to Discord and gained her trust before the assault. The family's lawyer basically said that both of those platforms, Discord and Roblox, was negligently designed in their services in such a way to make children easy prey, and the companies put profits over child safety. In May this year, a 13-year-old girl in Iowa in the US was allegedly kidnapped by a 37-year-old she met on Roblox. The court documents state that she was groomed, kidnapped, trafficked across multiple states, and repeatedly assaulted. Again, the family's attorney has said that Roblox lures parents into believing that the app is safe for children, whereas the design makes children easy prey for pedophiles. The law firm representing the family says it has 400 similar clients across the country. In April this year, the police in California found a 10-year-old girl from Kern County, 250 miles away from her home, with a 27-year-old man she met through the Roblox Hangout game. According to the lawsuit, Roblox has become a digital real life nightmare for children. Apparently, according to this particular complaint, there are games within Roblox that have titles called Escape to Epstein Island or Run from Diddy Simulator, sort of to normalize this sort of predatory behavior. Also, in North Carolina, a 10-year-old girl was coerced into sending explicit images to someone in exchange for Robux, which is the virtual currency. In August this year, the Louisiana Attorney General, Liz Muriel, has filed a major lawsuit against Roblox, accusing the platform of knowingly and intentionally, and this is important, knowingly and intentionally failing to implement basic child safety controls. Remember, it is a game designed for children, and it is now being accused by the American, governments of knowingly putting children in danger. According to the Louisiana Attorney General, Roblox, and I'm quoting, is currently overrun with harmful content, predators, because it prioritizes user growth over safety. Roblox has given a statement in response. It says, and I'm quoting, at Roblox, safety is our top priority. We've launched 40 new safeguards in the past year, including stricter parental controls, new age verified through selfie videos, and we filter and block attempts to contact children under the age of 18. This is a press release that came out in August this year. Now, is that adequate? Well, this is what they said, and this is what we have found. According to an investigation by The Guardian in April this year, it found that children as young as 5 could access the chat system with adults and encounter sexualized content. The Guardian called this deeply disturbing. Wired reported again this year in August that many of Roblox's new tools were only released after these lawsuits came into place and not before that. There was a report in Forbes in September this year that said parental settings are off by default. So there are parental settings and controls, but they are switched off by default. You have to actively go in and you have to set those parenting controls. If you don't, then it's just by default off. Also, apparently, the chat limits and the maturity ratings depend on, it's a self-declaration. So if you were to go in as an adult and say, I was 12 years old, it would accept that from you. This is according to Forbes. According to Morningstar and Bloomberg analysts in a note, they said despite the AI filters, Roblox struggles to moderate the 6.7 million active games created by 3 million developers. The law firm basically said that systematic moderation failure leading to hundreds of child abuse cases. Now, also, almost all of the lawsuits filed against Roblox say the predators are moving those conversations to Discord and Snapchat. And when that happens, Roblox's features no longer apply. So that's a massive gap that remains under addressed. Now, internationally, this is what is happening. Iraq has banned Roblox in its country entirely, saying that it is a security, social, and behavioral risk. The government says the game allows unmonitored communication and exposes children to exploitation and cyber extortion. This is according to Reuters in October this year. Roblox has said this is a misunderstanding and it's working with authorities to restore access. Turkey, Oman, and Qatar have also imposed restrictions on Roblox for similar reasons. Now let's take a look at what's happening in India. Now, we were unable to establish how many Indian children or underage minors play Roblox in India, but we know there are a lot simply from looking around at the children around us. Now, the exact figures for India are not publicly disclosed because Roblox has over 10 million monthly Indian users. And apparently, it has a year-on-year growth of 58%. Now, on its massive, global scale, India has a significant market for this company, which means that safety issues that we discussed were happening in the US are also definitely happening for Indian children as well. But we don't know how many of Roblox's users in India are children, but parents should just assume that risk and in my opinion, err on the side of caution or be more vigilant about what they're doing. According to Windsor Games, recently in a report, it said the Indian gaming market is at $3.7 billion in 2024. It's going to go up to $9 billion. That's, by 2029. So this is a massive, massive problem. Now, the question that then arises as a parent, what can you do? Here are some of the do's and don'ts put out by the government of India, in fact. One is set up your child's account choose their screen name, or choose their visual in a way that doesn't give away their age or their identity. Sit with your child while they're playing as often as you can, as mind-numbing as it may seem, as irritating as the audio may seem. You have to sit with your child as often as you can. Use the parental controls, use the browsers, use platforms like YouTube to figure out how to install parental controls on the games that your children are playing. Encourage children to report or block anyone who asks inappropriate questions. Tell them what questions are inappropriate. Keep gaming devices in family spaces, in open spaces, and not inside of bedrooms where you don't know what is going on. Don't allow in-game purchases or chats with strangers. Now, a huge problem with this game and a lot of other games is just simply addiction. Children get addicted to it and they start to behave like addicts when you take it away. They get angry, they start like throwing things. This is addictive behavior. When the reaction is bad, when you shut it off, that's addictive behavior. That means you have a problem. Now, the other issue is in-game purchases, where they want to be able to spend money on this virtual thing. And the more you're allowed to do that, when you shut off the money, they will go looking elsewhere for it. So one of the don'ts is don't allow in-game purchases at all if you have a minor child or a small child. Don't let children download games from unknown sites. Don't allow private chats, webcam conversations, or voice calls with unknown players. Now, these are the red flags. If your child becomes particularly secretive, if they hide their screen or switch their screen, or they have sudden mood changes before and after gaming, that means you have a problem. Teachers to report any changes in classroom behavior, slipping grades, social withdrawal, that sort of thing. Now, obviously, the American society tends to be a far more litigious society. They file far more lawsuits than we do here in India. In India, it's possible the problem is prevalent, but we don't hear about it because the culture of lawsuits doesn't exist in India, and people maybe are keeping it quiet. But it is a huge problem, and we need to be far more vigilant about our children when they're playing on these games. So when they're playing by themselves is one thing, but when they're playing hooked onto the internet and they're doing multi-level or multiplayer games where they're interacting with other players from other parts of the world, you don't know who these other players are, and you need to be super careful. You may alert, informed, involved. Governments need to do better to sort of maintain stronger age verification, digital safety norms, and of course companies like Roblox must take responsibility. It's the size of the business that they have. They can no longer claim that they don't know what they're doing. So globally, Roblox is under a lot of pressure, but at least in India, as parents, we'll have to keep a closer eye. Leave me a comment if you believe this is a problem, if you've encountered such a problem, and what you think the possible solutions might be. Other parents could read these comments and find them useful. Thanks for watching.